Doesn't seem like it's actually Wako in the lineup for Ultra Prime tonight. They have a AD carry by the name of Baye, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who this guy is.
Into the middle of the map, we can see though that might just be a little bit of a trade here. This is becoming a little bit more commonplace, but XQW potentially caught out.
Yeah, he's stuck in the pit. Cease and desist gonna follow his flash over the wall. Bullet time lined up beautifully with the cease and desist, and the BLG Junior squad being able to link up together on Ultra Prime for first blood.
Really be looking for these plays on the map. I think things are going to continue to be in favor of Ultra Prime. I think the more things slow down, you can look at LGD potentially playing a more standard game state, and I think that could theoretically favor them, but they're not done with the action just yet.
Are we sending the Pantheon Ultimate right on top here? I mean, this is kind of tricky. Saber is under fire, though, and nicely done for LGD to at least get 1-for-1 so far, ending up being a 2v1 against for LGD's favor. Jong teleporting to the top lane, at least helping defend this turret. Junhao waiting in the wings, all leaning onto Jong. Good flash away. Junhao looking for Nio, who is taking up the turrets. Just one more auto attack, but a good taunt by XQW's Galio. And now Junhao is compromised, forced to flash away with the Vault Breaker as well. Jong will not survive the turret dive, and LGD rocket ahead, 3 kills to 2. But Saber making the difference here with the teleport into the Weaver's wall. LGD members are isolated and cut off. Hex Slash from Xiaosha looking for this Corki. No flash on the AD carry of LGD. The pulverized combo comes in. XQW tries to buy space and deter Saber from being able to lock up Xiaoya with Xiaosha. YCX now arrives to the party. Unchained pop by Xiaosha. Junhao not able to get in range, and somehow LGD walk away without dropping any more members. Too large of a gold lead for their overall better team fighting composition here.
Yeah, for Ultra, well, I don't even get a chance to speak. We got to play topside.
Yeah, Jong is in trouble. No flash. So that's an easy collapse as LGD has a little bit of their own global power, but Jong is able to at least sustain for a decent bit. But the fact that XQW TPs towards the top side, just to guarantee no funny business happens from Ultra Prime.
Lead, it's disintegrated because of the 4 assists, and now top lane turret's going to be in danger. It's going to look like they're going to try to go on XQW to potentially try and punish.
Well played by Junhao, waiting to use the cease and desist until the taunt comes out so he can buffer through that CC window.
It's just been a bit unfortunate that his team has been targeted so much, and it's happening again bot side.
Damn.
Saber is dead.
Saber, play safe, brother. Unfortunately, 3v1, not going to happen.
We're going to play as 3, we're going to play as 4, and I think it was very proper to call out at the beginning of this game that a lot of these players played together, you know, for a long time. You know, YCX and XQW coming up from that LGD.
Baye and Xiaosha.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice pullback as we see the lower graphic here for Baye, just to remind you guys that he's coming in as the new AD carry for Ultra Prime in this final Secure the Dragon, the thing that I think they were really fighting over in the end. It ends up going over to LGD, and so an avenue that we saw for Ultra Prime to potentially start generating some stats for the later part of the game, no longer going to be nearly as easy for them, and and that's exactly what they need. They need time, they need the ability to play the side lanes, but they're gonna go for the engage here themselves.
Okay, flash taunt by XQW right on top of Junhao, and now Xiaosha is in trouble as well. At least Baye's bullet time creates some space here and damages LGD's front line, but it's not enough to force them back. Xiaosha forced to flash.
Lockdown that if you get caught up, if you go a little bit too far forward like Junhao actually did there, it's just impossible to pull something back. That being said, at least they're getting the bot lane tier 1 here in York's favor. He's kind of pulled a lot of that gold back, even with Sasa still having some pressure on the top side here as XQW...
And you know what? I think it's definitely, you know, ringing true here for Nio, even though I think in most normal setups for teams, Ultra Prime having to dedicate all their members here because they need this dragon fight to work out for themselves. Otherwise, the fear of falling further behind is in the sights for them. Public execution right on top of Baye, and he's forced to flash away. He doesn't even get a chance to channel the bullet time. The new guy on the squad for Ultra Prime is the first one to fall, and that means the rest of the Ultra Prime core is surely to follow. Double kill for Sasa on the Ambessa, and the rest of Ultra Prime are forced to flee. Full series win against Ultra Prime.
Yeah, they're definitely setting themselves up to be in the best position possible, and for Ultra Prime now, what do you even do? Like, you still need to play side lanes. Your win condition doesn't change. You still have to play through Yorick. You have to try. Not really going to have a huge contest here. But again, I just want to highlight Sasa for how important he's been, because the Mbessa is not a free win in this matchup. Yorick in general is a pretty hard lane matchup, as we saw. And Vi, again, traditionally considered to be a counter. You got to give a ton of credit where it's due for how well this top laner's played. And now with Otacon for these fights, they already were favored in the 5v5s. It becomes even more disastrous for Ultra Prime moving forward.
That's right.
He wants to make is available, and right now that's the bot lane play.
Nio is a little bit isolated at the moment, and Sasa is not quite in range for the public execution. Nio locked in with that dark procession. Public execution finally locks down one Jong. And now Nio is in trouble. Bullet Time is going to rip him apart. XQW, though, flies to the rescue with that hero's entrance. And what? So true to the name. That is for XQW, as he now single-handedly turns around the fight. The rest of the reinforcements have arrived for LGD, and Ultra Prime remaining members are forced to retreat.
With a gigantic ultimate onto a primary target, and no damage is coming out from Yorick, and things just get so murky, so messy. That's third dragon now going over to LGD. We're going to get a replay here.
And, you know, for their credit, the Xiaosha is forced to flash over the wall. Actually, we're going to save this point.
Xiaosha is not making it out, I don't think.
Nope. Not going to be the case. You know, unfortunately, that cow tried to do his damnedest to make it out alive. It's not going to be the case. Oh, I didn't even consider this. Shout out to producer Kelsey for getting a little bit of extra narrative flavor here. The fact that LGD Youth against BLG Junior was able to 3-0 this squad in the final for the Summer Lower Bracket Final goes to show that the story remains the same, at least for the core of LGD's squad against Ultra Prime's new core for this squad, as they continue another kill onto Saber's Talia, following up on the death of Junhao's Vi.
Time there onto the mid laner, and it did maybe a quarter of his health bar. Like, we are really hitting the point where it's just becoming difficult to even see an angle for Ultra Prime to get back into the game. What I really want to point out in terms of why Ultra Prime are in this position is,
you know, kind of the punishment of the play as well in response. And once your Yorick and Talia are starting to decelerate at the hands of LGD, maybe the Ultra Prime core that was formerly on this BLG Junior squad felt, okay, it's up to us to bring it back, you know, trying to rely on that LDL synergy that they were able to really master together as a squad. Unfortunately, not strong enough to gain a gold advantage against LGD as the siege continues into the base.
Yeah, we're just looking at LGD perfect. The art of pushing into the base here is there's really no way for Ultra Prime to be able to stop everything that's happening. The moment that one of Ultra Prime's members step up, they're almost instantly going to get bursted down by either this Corki or this Pantheon because of the gold difference. We're just going to have to see who the sacrificial lamb ends up being to potentially buy them some space. It's a nice flick on, though, and Xiaosha's going to be the one to go in.
Oh, but Nio's about to send it with the Grand Starfall, finding his way into the backline. XQW follows up beautifully with the hero's entrance. Saber is under fire as Sasa rips him apart, dancing around in that Drakehound step. And just like that, it's a 5-0 ace on the side of LGD. And with this push into the base, it's official. LGD will join EDG from Group Nirvana, and we'll see them in the play-in stage for playoffs.
Rise Shen ultimates kind of coming into different parts. You want to play for an Ezreal strong side here, so we're definitely going to get the chance to see whether or not Wako
does spot out Nio with the ward on that tri-bush. He's making his collapse now.
Yeah, this is a fight coming in.
Crash down. YCX able to use the sand behind me to dash back to the safety of his team. Junhao now popping the Crescent Guard, blocking any range damage for now. LGD trying to hold their ground, a little difficult for themselves as Nio now has the ult advantage against the other jungler here, but the fact that Junhao was able to create so much space might give them the edge, as right now Saber trying to battle for mid lane priority, has the ability to roam with the Realm Warp here. Nio taking a lot of damage with these Mystic shots. He already used Flash Crash Down. Junhao's coming in, and we forgot about the Shen! Jung, Taunt Flash, right on top of Xiaoya, and Ultra Prime make the first big play on the map.
I was just about to mention not just the Shen, but the gigantic gold lead that Junhao's been able to generate. It's such a scary fight. LGD kind of posturing as if they feel comfortable to be able to take it because Nio still has ultimate up, but they're never going to have the statistical advantage there. Ultra Prime taking advantage of the overreach coming in from LGD to be able to secure the grubs.
See the sauce here as LGD trying to look for this dragon. True shot barrage. Oh, there's a Scion waiting in the bush. Xiaosha at least buys some time on the backline with this Magnet Storm, but XQW arrives to the party, flashing forward with the Tibber stun, as he actually hasn't even been used it yet. He is waiting to drop the bear, maybe for the second fight, but Sasa falls in the fight here. They don't even win on the side of LGD. Ultra Prime are able to brute force them away from the dragon.
Yeah, it was a super sloppy fight from LGD. I'm not even really sure what ended up happening there. It felt like they had a lot of priority going into that. The moment that XQW roamed up on the Annie and flashed in, I was like, oh man, this is going to be a gigantic Tibbers. It's going to land onto 3. You're going to get this big stun off, but it didn't actually end up coming out. The stun wasn't prepared. It wasn't ready yet, and that ends up being a huge determiner in that fight.
Ton of solo time here on the Annie.
Yeah, and you got to get the Annie moving. Oh my god, they got caught.
Magnet Storm right onto LGD. The biggest damage dealer is Nio on this Nefiri with the Shojin Rush. Sasa does a decent amount of damage, but still, it is Junhao that steps up, flashing forward, and this Sasa side ulti goes wide, trying to set up with that unstoppable onslaught for the anti-teleport.
LGD in that regard, and again, you're looking at Nefiri now being down 700 gold, 1.4k gold lead for Jiang on the top side on the Shen going into the Scion. I understand that these aren't massive in their own right, but they build up into something that's much bigger here, and they're going to have to make a play like this.
Jiang.
Oh, nice flash.
Yeah, really good flash by the Shen here, just ensuring that the Shen does not fall. Clear difference here, but with the fact that Ultra Prime are playing a lot better in this game too, you know, this is the third dragon of the game. Xiaosha has a really nice flank angle. We'll get spotted as soon as he steps on top of this blast cone, so it's up to Xiaosha whether he wants to go for it. Now suddenly LGD are like, wait a minute, who just popped the Scryer's Orb? Someone's over here on the right side, and now they're gonna get pinched. Flash from Xiaosha, looking for the Magnet Storm, pulling them all in, but they eliminate Junhao first. Hound's pursuing for the reset. Nio is now starting to turn it up here on the Nefiri. Ultra Prime are run out of the river, and the third dragon goes the way of LGD.
Yeah, no Jiang ultimate coming in from him on the Shen. He's not able to join the fight really at any point in the TP. Gonna come in to save this tower. I don't believe Jiang's gonna be able to get there in time. Sasa is gonna be able to make his way top lane to at least be able to catch the wave, but a huge fight for Nio.
Prime, they knew that LGD were all in that brush and kind of like waiting stacked up because you just got vision from Xiaosha from the Scryer's Orb trying to see where all 5 members. Second, I'm starting to fear for my voice because I'm naturally going to get excited about the tension we have, and as we've already can tell, it is on, you know, high pressure tonight as 6k HP already being dropped on this Otacon. Nio first sending it, and Cole the pack gives him the immunity. Junhao's going to force the flash right on top of the Fury. Nio trying to kite his way out, the Eviscerate dashing forward. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight, LGD forced to retreat as Junhao gets the 1v1 solo onto Nio. Now rejoining the fray. Jiang taunt flash right onto XQW's face. Sasa not going to survive. Xiaosha continuing the chase on top of LGD's backline. Xiaoya under fire. And unfortunately for Ultra Prime, Rel is not doing a lot of damage to at least solo out Xiaoya, but he has done his job in forcing this Varus away. And now Ultra Prime have sole control of this Thornbound Otacon.
It's disaster for Nio, the most important member of LGD, the one with all the gold and the one with the potential to bring this game back. He ends up tracking onto Saber, who has a brilliant flash over the wall to bring the Nefiri into all 5 members of the enemy team. They burst him down as quickly as they can, and there's just no way for the Nefiri to actually be relevant in that fight. The moment Nio is really taken out of the exchange, there's no way to bring this back. So big credit to Ultra Prime. They play the fight incredibly well.
As it now really takes Nio and XQW being the first ones in here. Xiaosha looking for Nio to face check the bush. Pops the call of the pack. Good eviscerate and the stun from the anti-Tibbers. But Junhao ensures that this dog is getting run down and put down. LGD will lose their mid laner after the fight. Even finding Xiaoya in the backline as Wako just sends him back to the fountain courtesy of a few mystic shots.
The first one to walk up, and I understand the worry that that Baron is just gone, but for the Neferi to be the one that has to face check these bushes, it just creates a scenario where Nayo's getting bursted down before the fight starts, and that's your only way to ever win the fight if you're LGD. It's a disaster scenario for them. It's 2 fights in a row where it feels like it was over before it even started, and obviously it's fantastic follow-up.
A lot of poise and a lot of calculated precision here, and being able to just put this dog down. Ultra Prime continuing the siege onto the bottom lane, but it does mean Ultra Prime will just pick up the Infernal Soul for free.
Yeah, I mean, that's a flank from a million miles away. The team had absolutely no way of being able to follow up on that. You gotta love the full cross-country trip that Annie had to make to even try and join the fight, but you know, for Ultra Prime, that's Soul, and it's Soul for free, and they have Baron, and it's not just Soul, it's Infernal Soul, and they have 2 Infernal Dragons. This is a terrifying situation for LGD. They now have so much damage to deal with, and, you know, especially if you're Nayo, you're gonna get bursted down so quickly in these fights. Look at YCX, he's just dead.
Yeah, I mean, not tanking enough on this Braum. Flashing the Wind becomes Lightning. Nice to at least escape for now, but Ultra Prime are going to get 2 inhibitors off the back of this siege. XQW finally getting a chance to recall and rejoin the rest of his team here to make one last stand against Ultra Prime, who will at least not go down in this series without a fight and taking a game win for themselves, unless something very funny happens with this Hail Mary from LGD on the base defense. But YCX already taking a lot of damage from Saber's Rise. Xiaosha just waiting for the right time to strike back. A Storm Flash right there. Ultra Prime sink their fangs into LGD's backs, and they are forced to retreat, but the fountain is just not close enough, and the rest of Ultra Prime rout off this squad of LGD. Triple kill and a big glow for Saber in this second game of the series. Ultra Prime will equalize it 1-1.
Definitely a clear strategy for Ultra Prime and a much more aggressive one for LGD.
Yeah, I think it's interesting just looking at both of these drafts. I think both teams have some very interesting power picks.
Play mid once again.
Yeah, I mean, I think Saber should be a really nice, you know, enemy here to catch as they're looking forward. Nice flash from Saber though, tries to make it out alive, now has to walk out a little bit, finds a stun, but gets re-stunned here by the Sejuani, but now Witcher now in the area as well, maybe can trade back a little bit, but they are not quite able to reach them. Maybe now if they overstep a little bit, nice flash for flash trade underneath the turret, first blood going in favor of the Wukong, but the turret aggro manages to make it a 1-for-1 trade.
Very, very aggressive from Junhao. You love to see it. You love to see the greed coming in from him to pick up that first blood. He almost got a double kill there if it wasn't for XQW's shield on the Yone, so pretty massive stuff, but he's stuck under this tower and he's just dead.
Wow.
Sorry about that. We want the grubs, the 3 grubs that are now even more important than maybe they were before. We want to prioritize that objective, and especially for a team like LGD that does need to get a lead that's playing through Caitlyn Karma. You know, I understand the priority on an objective that maybe gives you a little bit more power in terms of the mid game, so we'll see how they want to end up identifying that, but we're sitting here at 8.5 minutes. Dragon is up, and no one's even tried to take it. No one's even prioritized it a little bit yet. Very interesting.
Yeah, especially if we look at the possible trade of,
Deny that entirely. It lands on absolutely no one. That's free pressure over to LGD. You know, again, it's just heads-up awareness, and it's Ultra Prime kind of forcing a decision once again in this series. They've done this so many times through the first couple of games where they're making an aggressive play that maybe they can't get away with, and, you know, Zhong now getting pressured out on the bot side, but everything kind of going in favor of LGD after what looked like a pretty, you know, up and down first 5 minutes.
They just got now even trying to kind of proxy farm the wave in order to buy some more time. And this should easily be the first turret here for them. Nicely done, as they get a little bit more gold in their pockets.
Yeah, very well done utilizing the grubs there from LGD. No way they're ever going to be able to lose that trade, but it might even be over. Zhang's alone here on the top side. Sasa's behind them. I do understand that Xiaosha and Wako are making their way up, but this could be a dangerous play for Ultra Prime here.
We have a cannon minion, but the cannon minion just decided, no, I'm Nico again here. Is there any chance for LGD to contest this? It looks like they're not really 100% committed, but now with all 5 members in the area, they are definitely looking to play this. But we got to take a look at this Nico. Where's Nico gonna go? Can she find an ultimate over the wall? She's trying to go in, but the Herald has been delayed. And now with LGD trying to take it down, they have kind of split up the entire fight a little bit. But now the Nico ult coming out. Where's the follow-up? Can we get anything? Very nice Yone ult into the backline. They're trying to do so much work, but it is not possible. In the end, it's the Herald towards the red side. And they managed to pick up the objective and the kill onto the Yone.
Able to get those dragons. That would be second Drake for them. They would control the kind of stacking of that, but Herald dropped mid lane. This could be the mid lane tower if we don't see a collapse.
They're definitely looking for it, but they don't have as many grubbies here. So they are looking for the next fight instead. Let's see if there's any possibility. We have the Udyr on the side. Udyr, for me, also a pick that can be massively important in these teamfight situations. But so far hasn't really had that big of an impact here. Is now Ultra Prime are looking to take down this mid lane turret. As they're splitting up the fight just a little bit, they have to keep their backline safe. That's super important. As we can see the first kills falling on the side, but now Wacko is a little bit too far forward. And that should be a kill in the end. How did he do that? I didn't see that one coming. The killer instinct put him in a bad position, but in the end he manages to play that fight. And now they're looking to find something. Maybe LGD, can they find something they can take back here? But it's Ultra Prime who play the fight just a little bit better. And they managed to pick up another. So it is a 3-for-2 trade. Thank your members on the side of LGD. That will definitely be a little bit more annoying for them to play into.
Yeah, you don't really want to have to deal with comparison to a lot of the other big burst mages, so if you're going to take a fight here, you better be sure you can win it.
They are looking for it. LGD looking for an angle here. But the Atakan is melting. It's going so fast. There's not really much they can do. They are trying to maybe go for the 50-50, maybe trying to force a fight, as we can see a little bit of action on the side here from the Cassandra, but maybe they can manage to pick up a kill. Nice Yone into the backline, manages to pick up Wacko. Super important here for the side of LGD. Atakan is going down, but how much more is possible? They are looking to move into the stripe, which we can see the flashes coming out as Ultra Prime realize they are in a bit of a sticky situation here, using all their clones in order to make it work, make it out. Nice ultimate from the Caitlyn, doing a little bit of damage here towards that Nico. But now LGD a little more in the driver's seat and able to capitalize off of these grubs once more as they pick up the top lane tier 2 turret.
Wow, that's incredible in the back. Oh, it's gonna get stopped, YCX.
They are stopping the backport and picking up YCX, sending him into the gray screen for just a little bit in the area, but they are split up quite heavily. So let's see if there is any way for LGD to move into this. As we can see, the Victor is in the area as well, but the Smite is just there, and it's the first Drake for Ultra Prime here. But very nice call from the Caitlyn to be like, look, we can give up this Drake. I'm getting mid lane turret. That's important. Very nice going golden here to kind of take away the damage of the Glacial Prison, but the follow-up damage is still huge. How much can you do with this Nico ultimate? It's buying some time. You're picking up the kill onto the Udyr, but how much more is possible? Very nice. Cassandra going all out, but in the end, it doesn't matter. The damage for LGD is finally arrived, and now with the ultimate, we get the killing spree for the Caitlyn, and they're looking to open up the base.
And just like that, everything that we have built towards comes to a gigantic conclusion. What a fight from LGD, about as good as you could predict it, and they're not just settled for winning the fight, they're going to try to end the game.
They're really looking for it as they managed to pick up a kill here for Ultra Prime. It was the ace, but now we have the Nico on the map again. Can she do something? You have to do a lot of work. The poke is good, and the wave is gone, so they have to retreat here, but I was just saying.
Hope that's going to be put down, especially because, you know, outside of Cassandra, there's no real tank, and we're seeing LGD push that pressure now with a potential fight.
I'm looking for the Cyclone here from the side. When is he going to make the choice? When is he going to go in? He's found now. There's the Cyclone, but where's the follow-up damage? There's just nothing there. Nico ultimate. Now maybe they can go in. The laser lands, but where is the damage? They managed to find it. They find some damage here, and it's another nice Yone ultimate. How much can they pick up here? LGD, they need to try and find a way to win this fight in order to end the game, but they're not able to. And it's the comeback arc for Upper, for UP. They are actually looking to go towards this Baron now.
But we're going to have to see this. Udyr's causing a lot of problems.
Udyr is definitely trying to delay them just a little bit, maybe in order for the rest of the team to be able to move into. But now he's in the pit. He's in the pit and he's trying to manage something, maybe get a kill on Saber, but he ends up going down instead. But now with the TP coming in, is there enough time? Have they delayed it enough? No, Baron has gone down, but maybe they can now capitalize off the low health bars as the plant is trying to take Ultra Prime to safety. But it's the ultimate once more from the Caitlyn. Just the headshot from downtown.
We're on the back foot. We mentioned this in draft. As much as we love what LGD has been doing and the amount of control they've been able to put over the map, this is not a comp that scales nearly as effortlessly as Ultra Prime. And with that big team fight win and a lot of gold going in the pocket.
Pick up a turret here and there. Mid lane tier 2 turret should fall. But we can see the Yone on the split push trying to, you know, force back some pressure towards that red base. And they have to answer it. They have to recall and answer it.
Backline, and once again, on to Caitlyn, on to Karma. A lot of these backline damage dealers. This could get interesting. He's spotted on a
Should
ward.
be spotted. They found him. Glacial Prison connects onto the clone. But Weko, with the killer instinct, just going forward, manages to pick up the kill anyways.
Inhibitor, Nio missing the Sejuani ultimate, hitting the Wukong clone. Instead, really sets up that entire fight. The Inhibitor should fall in the mid lane here. Is there going to be more?
They're looking for it, but Ultra Prime definitely going the safe route here as they maybe look for a little bit of a re-engage, but they shouldn't. They're definitely looking to contest this Drake. It would be the soul for LGD and a very important objective for them to find the upper hand again as they manage to pick it up. Maybe now we're looking for the next fight. Wonderful Yone ultimate, but we get the pop blossom from the Nico. Is there any follow-up damage? No, you get the all out from the Cassandra, but YCX is the only target that's getting hit. And so they make it a very nice play here. LGD even managing to get another flash out.
To melt through all of Ultra Prime. He's not able to pick up a ton of kills, but he pushes them entirely out of the play. That's not only Mountain Soul, that's Baron. Going over to the side of LGD, we talked about how Ultra Prime should be advantaged in these fights.
The traps of Caitlyn trying to zone the enemy here. It's the one thing you can do for now, but I'm not sure anyone really cares about these traps at this point. As you can see, XQW manages to pick up that first inhib. Glacial Prison going just wide, but they do want to go for the team fight anyways. And we're looking back at Yone again. Has been doing so much work here for the side of LGD as the next inhibitor falls. And now, with the waves and the Baron buff coming in, they are looking to end this game right here, right now. But it is a 5v5 situation, and maybe Ultra Prime can look for one last team fight. One last chance to stay alive in this game. Buy more minutes. Buy some more time. Weko trying to do so much work from the side, but we're looking at the Nico ultimate. Nico ultimate hits several members, but is the follow-up damage enough? Saber picks up one, but we need more in order to stay alive as the Caitlyn is getting unleashed, trying to kill one member after another. Cassandra in the mix as well, but you're just getting lasered here. Caitlyn with the double, and now they manage to move towards the Nexus and want to end this game for good. It's the triple kill. How much more can he get? He's looking for it. He's looking for the kills. He wants to get the kills, and he gets the pentakill on the Caitlyn and ends the game on a high note.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.